right, we're back at it again with another Nam Studios podcast. Today, I got a friend of mine. We've been friends since elementary school.
It's been a little minute.
Yeah, we go way back. An OG, Grace Lamour, my Haitian sister. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Theo?
Good, good. How you been? What you been up to? I see you out here in these streets.
In these streets, not really. A little here, there. I'm a clinician now.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have expected that from elementary school. I work independently for myself now as of 2022, post pandemic. I'm in private practice. I do workplace wellness. Yeah, nothing too crazy.
Nothing too crazy.
Nothing too
Excuse
crazy.
me.
The world was on fire. I had to intervene.
It's like a perfect time where mental health was in the dumps and you just came to
Listen,
save the day.
I mean, it been in the dumps. I just think that people, had a little more opportunity to see what was happening with their mental health. Like once you're in the house by yourself, like there's no more distractions. Now what?
So what made you go into the space? I mean, we go as far back as Incarnation over there on Francis Lewis. And then where'd you go to high school after that?
I went to Van.
You went to Van Buren.
Yeah, I failed the co-op on purpose because I refused to go to Catholic school again.
Did you really?
I did. I filled in the bubbles and I made a little graphic on it.
That is wild.
And my mom was like, "What happened? Were you sick?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't know. I think I was."
Why
sick.
didn't you want to go to Catholic school again?
Because I didn't want to wear a uniform. It's really that simple.
I thought you were gonna say something about mental health and the Catholic Church.
No, I didn't want to wear a uniform. And also, she was gonna send me to Mary Lewis Academy.
What's wrong with Mary Lewis? A couple of us went to, not us. I didn't.
You didn't go to Mary Lewis.
I went to Holy Cross.
You went to Holy Cross, which is the same version.
Exactly.
But I didn't want to go. I didn't want to.
I didn't want to. Okay, so you went to Van, and from Van, where did you go?
I went to UB for undergrad.
Okay, University of Boston.
Yeah, and then I went to
where
LIU.
like every Haitian goes.
Please relax. And then I went to LIU for grad school on Brooklyn, not Post.
Not Post. Okay, so it was either Boston, Montreal, or Florida.
I mean, Montreal is still up there given the state of the world. I might still go over there.
Montreal is and the Canadian dollar is cheaper. Our money goes further up there.
It do.
Okay, so UB and then masters at LIU. And when did you choose in that postgraduate world to
do mental health?
Yeah.
So I actually decided to do mental health after I graduated undergrad because I was working in the foster care system for a little while. And from the foster care system, I saw a lot of intervention not happening with kids. I wasn't really too sure if I was gonna work with kids post school, but from there I just decided to apply. I applied to 2 schools, and I really didn't know, to be honest, what I was doing, but I did know that there were deficits and gaps that I wanted to fill, but I wasn't too sure how that was gonna happen. So I went to LIU for 2.5 years. I did a part-time program because I was also working full-time. And then my first job out of grad school was at a therapeutic preschool for kids ages 2 and up. So usually when people go into mental health, they're going straight into adulthood with maybe adolescents, grown-ups, substance use and things like that. But I worked with children as young as 2 and their parents.
Okay.
And for me, it's always been about it's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men, which is a Frederick Douglass quote.
Okay.
And I think that it's very important to have intervention straight out rather than having to oh, you're already broken. What are we going to do?
And so what are the things that you ran into in that space?
Definitely a lot of parents with their own mental health challenges and their experiences, kids on the autism spectrum. I worked at a preschool where most of the children had been kicked out of their preschool. So a lot of young...
I get kicked out of preschool.
Listen, if you throw a chair at a teacher, you're out of here.
In preschool?
Yeah, man.
Preschool is 3 years old.
2, 3.
That is wild.
Is it though? We all live a different life, Theo.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah. So a lot of the kids that I got by October, I would have a full school because most of the kids I would get were kicked out of their preschool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And how did you navigate that space? I mean, you're like so chill and calm. Like obviously like you have like this aura about you that's like, oh, you want to yell? You're not yelling. You're not
I'm
raising.
not. No, I'm not. I'm not yelling. If anything, the higher you get, the lower I get. Which for a lot of people that really pisses them off because why won't you fight with me? Because I don't want to.
I remember for an incarnation, you were always like chill too. It was just like, I
That's
was just
enough.
watching.
Yeah, that's enough. Oh, y'all got that going on? I'm gonna be over here. So essentially, how I navigated. So I started as an intern there, and then I got when I graduated from school, they offered me a job, and then my director, she ended up retiring, so she asked me if I wanted to be the program director.
Okay.
And that's essentially how I got that job. So like I started as not getting paid to like running the whole thing. Which I think was great for my career because I really got to grow, change, and shift throughout my career in one space and like see a program develop and like put my own spin on it when my director left. So a lot of that was like talking with teachers, like occupational therapists, physical therapists, what we call the deluxe package, where all the kids get every single related service. And a lot of the work was really, it had to be with like the parents because there's only so much you could do in school. Like you have kids, you know what it is. Like most of the work is at home. And nothing can be implemented in school if you're not having a qualifying conversation with the people that are in this kid's care. So a lot of the things that we would do in school, we would carry over at home, like having conversations. Some parents were compliant, some weren't. And, you know, it's like some people perceive that, you know, school is a babysitting service. Other people perceive.
Still to this day.
I mean, for sure, right?
I mean, I catch myself sometimes, like during the summer, being like, damn, when's school starting again? Sometimes. I catch myself, though.
The day after Labor Day, right? That's the day. That's the, right?
But then I get people like you. I have like, you know, Phil, who's also in the education space, my friend Aurora, who's in the education space, and I'm just like, you guys do a good job. I can't be doing like that. But I do want to say that when you're just talking about like the deluxe package and everything, you missed a really big opportunity to call it the Happy Meal.
Why would I call it the Happy Meal and not the deluxe package?
Because the kids are going through this to be better mentally, and so I guess happier.
So is it happy or is it like stable? Because you're not
Yeah,
always
that's
happy,
true. It's
right?
Stable,
right? Yeah, we can pretend that kids are always happy, but like they have their own personalities. Sometimes they got a bad day.
Absolutely,
right?
Sometimes my daughters wake up and they just not with it.
They're not.
They're just like,
whether they had a full night of sleep or not. They are not interested in your dad jokes. They don't want to hear nothing.
They don't want nothing. And I'm just like, it's just not a day for you.
It's not.
It's not. And you just have to be okay with that.
Yep.
Which is how we're breaking generational curses. Because Haitian parents growing up, it don't matter if you had a bad day, you were sick, you had a fever, you
don't bring that attitude in my house. I pay bills here.
Yeah, exactly. But that is a generational curse that you said your mom broke because your mom put you in therapy after your dad passed. And that is crazy.
Isn't it? For the 90s, it was. It really was.
And she grew up in Haiti?
She
immigrated
born and raised in Haiti, immigrated to the States in like her mid-20s.
Like, that is wild for a mother in the 90s to do for their first generation daughter.
Right, because they're not even considering their child as a first generation American, nothing. It's like you're just born here. We're Haitian at home. So everyone relax. Yeah.
And so how was that experience? Like, how long were you in therapy, and do you feel like that molded you into like what you're doing right now?
Definitely. I didn't know it at the time, and I don't think I even made the connection until maybe like adulthood. But after my father passed on, my mother had enough sense to be like, I can't do this on my own. So she not only enrolled in therapy, she enrolled me in therapy. And then sometimes we would have a session like once a month, just the both of us in with the therapist. And I don't know where she found a Black therapist, but she did on top of that.
That's crazy because right now I know enough people that I know about two therapist practices of color one here on the island in Melville, and another one who I did a give back to. They're called Minette. They are in the Bronx, and they're for Latinx. Those are the only two.
So essentially, we're like 4% of the population. 4% of like all therapists are black and or brown, or identify as both. So I don't know where she found this woman. I couldn't tell you, but
That's crazy.
she did. She found this woman.
Okay, and how long were you going?
I went to this woman. Her name is Laura. I'll never forget. I'm gonna say about 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
So like from like second to like fourth grade, I was with this lady. Yeah. Okay.
And did you end up going back later on when you got older? Or?
So when I was in college, I went like for like maintenance, so like once a month, and because in college you're only like allotted so much, like with like the university insurance. So I would go like once a month, and then when I started my master's program, I went like once a week.
You could tell that did a number on you.
Listen, post-grad school, it's not for the faint of heart. Like you really, like people try to like undermine it. It's like you really have to have a lot in you to do this post-grad stuff. Like people who don't do it, more power to them. Because it's not for the faint of heart. It's not a good time.
And then you said that your family pushed back on putting you in therapy.
Oh, for sure. My aunts, my uncles, my grandmother, saying? They were like, that's for all the stigma, all the stereotypes. That's for crazy people. Like, what are people going to say? It's going to be on her permanent record, blah, blah. Exactly.
I'm still trying to find that permanent record.
Listen, where is it? Where is it? I don't know where it is. Nah.
So, okay. And obviously your mom didn't listen to them.
She did not.
Good for her.
Yes, praise God. Yeah.
Yes. And how did you balance that, like, mental health with, like, church and everything? Because, Haitians, they be in church, like, leaves, like, I, like, well.
So here's the thing, like, growing up Catholic is a different conversation, right? Because, like, when you're Catholic, you're not really, like, in the church. Like, it's more like traditionalism. Yeah. And because we went to a Catholic school, we were in church all day anyway, essentially. Yeah. But, like, outside of, like, Sunday for real, not really. Like, the real legalese thing didn't start for me probably until, like, I was, like, 15, 16 when my mother converted and left the Catholic Church.
And went to Christianity.
Yeah, like, she became a born-again Christian. She got baptized and all that. And she was like, yeah, you need to become born again because I became born again. And I was like, Mom, we going from 30-minute church to a 3-hour Haitian church. You lost me, baby girl. Like, I'm not here for that. I'm not here for it. But she had converted. My little brother had converted. Oh. And I was just like, I didn't get baptized until like 3 years ago, like officially. I didn't get baptized until like, born again until like 3 years ago.
And what made you like finally get baptized, convert?
Honestly, I just felt like it was the time. I used to be on some, I have time to do this. And then, life started showing me like, no, you don't. Like COVID really did a number on my personal life, my spiritual life, my professional life, like a whole 180. Like it rocked my world. And then I had been out of church for quite some time, even like Catholic church. I would only go for like Christmas,
Easter,
that's
Palm
it.
Sunday.
Yeah, that's it. Why am I here?
Yeah.
And then I started getting more into like my prayer life from a spiritual standpoint. And I would watch like these sermons online that my friend sent me. And you know how like YouTube suggests like, if you watch this, you should watch this. Yeah. And I saw this pastor talking and I don't know, I just felt like a connection there. And then essentially I was just kind of like, you know what, I'm going to go to church today. And then for some reason I just sat on my bed and I was just like, no, I'm not going to church. I was like, but you already said that you were going, so like keep your word. And I'm really big on your yes meaning yes and your no being no.
Yeah.
And then of course the way things work out, I would join this church, and this church has a mental health ministry. I didn't know that it had a mental health ministry.
Okay.
I just decided to go and then kept going and then getting involved in the community life at this church, Epiphany Church. Yeah. And now I'm the co-director of the mental ministry at this church.
That's, I mean, so you just be falling into these things.
They really just be like, here, hi, take it.
It.
Like, nothing that I'm looking for, nothing that like, I'm like, I feel like I'm like goal oriented, but then it's like never my plan. It's like, yeah, kind of, but we're going to like go off course a little bit. It's never like a straight and narrow for me, like ever.
I feel it the same way. I mean, I feel like, I don't know if it's something about our age or something about the time of life, but it's really like this past year, past couple of months that I've really been getting back into church and spirituality as well. Because, you know, we grew up the same, you know, Haitian parents, you know, same thing, going to church on Easter Sunday. Before I was even in an incarnation, I was put in Sunday school because I was in a public school from first up until fifth grade. But then, like, recently, the past year, like, I got past COVID all right. And I think that was because of my family, right? The little girls, everybody. But then I just had a number done on me as well. And I was like, I need to start taking care of my spiritual, mental. And, you know, everybody always thinks about the physical. And
Absolutely. It's easy to go to the gym. Let me not say that. It's not easy to go to the gym, but people will more likely go to the gym before they'll take care of what's internal. But like you can eat all the right food.
Yeah.
And you can do every good workout there is, but if the mental, emotional, and spiritual is not together, it doesn't matter what your physical looks like.
Yeah, exactly. I think everybody focuses on the physical and emotional. Then there comes the mental, and then I feel like people forget about the spiritual.
For sure.
Yeah, and so I'm on that same path now where I've been like not going to church every weekend, but like I do make it a point to, like, if I don't go to church, I'll like go sit in the park and journal. Like I'll
get connected,
I'll listen to my affirmations. Like I even stopped listening to music. Everywhere I go, I used to have music on. Everywhere I go, until I realized I don't know if this music is good for me. I mean,
I don't think so.
I'll still listen to music. I mean, I'll still go to a concert. I'll still listen to music. But in the morning, the first thing I'm listening to is not gonna be trap music.
No, it's not.
It'll be morning affirmations.
It's a distraction also, and also I haven't lived that life.
Exactly.
That's not my narrative. It sounds good. But that's not my narrative. I didn't live that life.
I'm in that soft boy life now.
You know?
Like, will I go out and party? Will I go on vacation? Be like, yeah, we just go. But it's gonna be that one day. It's gonna be that one day.
I feel that. I do. I feel that.
So, as the director of, what's the name of your
my practice?
Your practice.
The Glamour Method.
The Glamour Method. What is your ideal client profile? Like who?
My ideal client profile. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I'm talking marketing right now. Who are you servicing?
I'm servicing primarily Black and Brown people of the diaspora currently. My main clientele are Gen Z and millennial women at this time. I do have some male clients, some that are heterosexual, some that are gender nonconforming, some that are gay, bisexual, et cetera, and so forth. But an ideal client for me is someone who's like really ready to work, like really ready to like get in front of their stuff and like make a decision around certain things that do not serve their life anymore.
Okay.
So like I tell people like in the consultation, like straight up, you're not going to like me. Like that's like I just put that out there right then and there, not on some like pseudo like, yeah, everything's going to be okay. And you know, a healing journey is all butterflies and rainbows and you're going to feel fantastic every day. No, sometimes you're going to leave the session feeling like, why the hell did she ask me that? Why would she ask me that? I don't want to talk.
Seen.
Yeah, like, why would she expose me like that? And why is she in my business? Because you paid me to be, one. And two, like, in order to get to great, we also have to face things that we're not ready to face. And there's never, quote unquote, right time. So there are sometimes people start with me and then they'll just like stop sessions because their perception is like, I'm not ready. There is no ready. It's either we're doing this thing or we're not. And I think for a lot of people, the way mental health is like so like put down your throat now, there's this perception to heal. And there's no conversation about what kind of barriers and mountains you have to climb in order to heal.
Yeah.
Like it's not easy work. It's hard. Like it's hard work.
I can only imagine. Well, I don't really have a bone to pick with you, but I don't think I ever told you this. But I don't even if you remember, a couple of years ago, I reached out to you and asked you for a referral.
You did?
I did.
Was this during COVID?
It might have been during COVID. It might have been before COVID. It might have been after COVID. I don't know. Just say around that. I reached out to you and I said, do you have any therapists that you suggest? And you gave me a couple of referrals.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not really your fault, but they all ghosted me.
Oh my gosh! What?
I was ready. I was ready to do the.
And you didn't tell me I would have got you some more people.
Well, I thought it was a sign because I was ready to do the work. I was like, I need to work on my mental. So you gave me some referrals. I think I reached out to them. I think I even have a phone call with one of them. And I was like, I think I sent an email or a text, like, I'm ready to get started. They never got back to me. So I'm like, I guess my mental is fine.
No, is that it? Or you could have been like, what's going on here with your people? You need to get me some new people. Oh, man.
But
Oh,
I figured it was time. Everybody's going through their stuff.
Nah, clinicians were slammed.
Yeah.
It was a really tumultuous time.
Yeah.
Like the amount of referrals I would get via email was insane.
And you couldn't take everybody.
I cannot. There also have to be like a cap for myself. And then also I don't take all types of insurance.
Mm-hmm. That was my next question. If you take insurance and everything.
I do take insurance for now. Let's see. Hopefully one day America gets this, universal healthcare thing together.
Okay, we'll see about that.
Maybe in another lifetime. But yeah, I do take insurance, but like the tumultuous time with like everybody was looking for a clinician, and we're like I said, Black and brown clinicians only make up 4%. So yeah, we only make up 4% of all therapists altogether. So when a lot of people were reaching out to me, people were asking me for like couples therapy. And they were asking me like for therapy for their kid. I was like, therapy for your kid on the screen doesn't really work, guys. I'm well versed and I'm well trained to work with children. Yeah. But on a screen, like it's not gonna hit y'all. Like you'd have to sit with them the entire time, and that kind of defeats the whole purpose of them having therapy. Okay. Unless you're doing like a joint session. But it was like a really insane time as far as like referrals. Yeah.
I can only imagine. That's why I didn't really say anything either, because I figured that was. Because I'm also not in the mental health space, but the nonprofit space. I'm in there a lot, and I saw what was going on there. And I'm like, I'm sure there's other people that I was just trying
Not you putting yourself on the back burner because you think there's other people who need more therapy than you. That's insane, Theo.
I wasn't in my room, like, with dark thoughts. I was just like, maybe I have some unresolved trauma I need to work through. But it isn't, like, debilitating, you know?
I mean, if you're Haitian, you probably have some unresolved stuff going on.
Absolutely.
Irregardless, right?
Absolutely.
What are we going to do?
That sometimes I see it when I talk to my kids, and I'm just like, and I have to catch myself.
It's like, whose voice is that? Dad? Mom? Who is that? Who is that?
Okay, so do you just deal in New York, or do you have like clients all over the place?
So I'm licensed in New York, Florida, Maryland, and Virginia as of now.
Okay. As of now, you're looking to license. And how do you have anybody under you? Do you have any other therapists on your team?
No, but I do work in collaboration with other clinicians. Private practice with other individuals is a different kind of animal. So,
as the director from the last place, and what kind of like animal is that?
It's understanding that your perception of maybe common sense may not be everyone's perception of common sense. It's not. And I also feel like for me, clinical work is like a spiritual calling. I do not feel like it's just something you can go to school for it for sure, but there's certain things that cannot be taught, like intuition, discernment. Yeah. Literally reading the room. Yeah. Those things, right? Pattern recognition is a very big one. Yeah. Those things can't be taught. Like you can have the heart to want to do this thing, but like there's certain things that I feel like that are innate around healing and spiritual work. I cannot be taught. So I would have some clinicians that I've worked with where they had like a savior complex, and it's just like we're not here for that. these are human beings.
Yeah.
And they have a different life than you, but that's not indicative that you have to go in and be Superman, because that's not what this is.
And now what is the Savor Conference? Are they going above and beyond to get involved in like that patient's life?
Not only that, but more so like it's more about their experience than the actual outcome for the person.
Okay.
So it's more so like, oh my God, I'm such a horrible clinician because this person had this outcome. That has nothing to do with anything. Yeah. Like we can do all the work, but sometimes the stuff doesn't land. That's not indicative that we quote unquote did something right or wrong. It's just indicative of the process. Yeah. And I think sometimes when it's more so centered on what you're doing wrong instead of looking at what you're doing right, it then becomes more about your ego instead of the work and the process for the person. Gotcha. And I'm not, like, I always say it's not about me. Yeah. I have my other self-care practices to ensure that I'm able to serve others, but every single person that I service and serve, it's not about me.
Okay. You're big on this, like, servicing people and servicing
I am, a little
others. Bit. Like, when did you notice that about yourself?
When did I notice that about myself? I probably always knew this about myself. I just didn't know how to implement it and put it into practice. Okay. But I come from a family that's very collectivist. Okay. So like from when I was little, my mother was very big on being in tune with other people's experience. Not to the space of a detriment of my own, but also understanding that we're a unit. So like simple things where I thought were like common sense. And then obviously when you go out in the real world, it's like, oh no, it's not common sense. Like not making noise in the house when people are sleeping, you know? Like she would even make me close the door a certain way so it wouldn't make a click sound. So like which sounds insane now.
No,
like,
I do the same thing, but it's just kind of funny because like, you know, that's something your mother taught and like that's something I taught to my kids as well. But my youngest daughter,
she's slamming the door, right?
Crazy.
Listen. Your youngest child is really the child that tells you like I'm the captain now.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I will not be following any rules. My little brother doesn't give a damn about anything. He's gonna do what he wants, and everyone's gonna like it.
How old's your little brother
now? He's not even little. He's supposed to be 26.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We ain't small no more.
No, he's not. He's a grown ass man.
Did he go to Incarnation?
He did for a little bit, and then he went to St. Nicholas because that was more in proximity to our house.
Okay. Okay. And so you're in service of others. It's just your practice. How do you deal with just your mental health? Because after a day of like filming, like usually I pick one day and I bring everybody in on one day. You're in that email thread that wasn't supposed to go out to you, but 5 shoots today. You're number 4. So I have 5. I have 1 more after this. And then I feel like after my 5th shoot, I'm tired. And you came in like, I'm a professional yapper, but I feel like you are dealing more with people's problems, people's like worries. Doesn't that like weigh heavy on you? And how do you like release that?
Yes and no. Yes, in the extent of like I'm a human being and then I have like my own stuff going on, but no, because I also know what I signed up for. Okay. That doesn't take away from my humanness. That's just more so the space and place to understand like what the purpose of this is. So essentially, I think that all clinicians should have their own clinician. So I have a therapist that I see twice a month. And self-care is not only like bubble baths and manicures. Like self-care is having a qualifying conversation with a friend about their problematic behaviors. Self-care is understanding like, oh, we're in this kind of season right now and we have to accept things for what they are. Self-care is understanding that even when things may be like at a standstill or they're challenging, that's not indicative of how it's always going to be. So like, while self-care can be like practical things that you put into place, like, you know, eating your breakfast and going to the gym and making sure that you get some vitamin D in the morning, going for a walk. Self-care is also indicative of all the people that are around you. And I think even more so like recently, I like taking an inventory of the people that I'm spending time with and I'm communicating with and connecting with. I'm not a clinician in those spaces. And then for some people, I've had to kind of like reiterate that to them. It's like, yo,
I'm not your therapist.
I'm not your therapist, but like, you know, we can like shoot the shit or whatever the case may be. But like, I'm not here to be an interventionist for you. 1, you don't pay me. 2, you don't pay me. And first and foremost, irregardless of pay, I'm a human being, right?
Yeah.
Like
I just worked. I didn't come here to work again.
Listen, like, and like also too, like my job is not my identity. Like I'm very clear that like what I'm doing is a call from God. I'm very clear on that. I've been clear on that for quite some time. But if God makes a decision tomorrow that I got to go sweep streets, that's what I'm going to go do.
Okay.
Like that's just what it is. And I also know that like I've had so many jobs from like teenage years to now. I've had about like maybe 15 or 16 jobs since I was like 15. So like I've worked in such a number of things. It's just like I'm not above or below anything. And I know that much about myself.
Okay. So we got to get out of here, but I see you doing a lot of like conferences or talks. You're talking in front of people now. Is that something that you feel like you just started this year, or have you been doing that?
Like, what year are we in? 2025? I'm going to say like the end of like 2023.
Okay.
I started doing that. Yeah.
Okay. And what got you into that?
Someone just asked, and then
As always, just be asking. Grace is like, okay.
All right, cool, let's do it. Like,
okay. And so, what spaces? Obviously, you're talking about mental health, and I see a lot of Black women spaces that you're putting yourself into.
Yeah, so I did Haitian Ladies Conference, and then I do a lot of work with the church. We do a lot of work centered on mental health in correlation to biblical text. It doesn't matter really, like black spaces, brown spaces, big conferences, small talks, like whatever. I'm with it.
You should just call her. Just ask her. She'll be like, she's
like if I have if I can make the time, and if it's in alignment, and we have like a qualifying conversation, like sure, why not?
All right, that's what it is. All right, so where can are you taking new clients?
I am taking new clients.
Okay, so where can we find you if you're taking new clients?
At theglamourmethod.com. My email is gracelamour@theglamourmethod.com.
Can you spell that?
GRACE.
It's not spelled the same, right?
It is GRACELAM as in Mary OUR at theglamourmethod.com.
All right, thanks for coming by, Grace. I appreciate it.
For sure.